Hello learners! Welcome to our virtual classroom for today. I am Sir Christian M. Tayab from Biology, Earth and Life Science Cluster, and I will be your virtual teacher for today. Now I will be presenting to you the first part of our session, which is the cosmological theories, and I think it is quite important for you to know first what is cosmological theories or cosmology in general. When we say cosmology, it is a branch of astronomy that involves the origin and evolution of the universe. Now, we have a lot of theories that would describe the origin of the universe. And in an effort to make sense, human use religion, tradition, philosophy, and science in order to describe, show, and explain the origin of the universe. Now, since I've mentioned a while ago religion, I will start presenting to you the first theory, which is the narrative of Genesis, or this is also known as Genesis creation. When we say Genesis creation, this is creation myth of both Judaism and Christianity. Now in Genesis 1 verse 1 to 2 verse 3, we have there Elohim, the Hebrew generic plural word for God. And God creates the heavens and the earth in 6 days, starting with light on the first day and ending with mankind on the sixth, then rests on, blesses, and sanctifies the seventh. In Genesis, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. Now this is the first explanation on the origin of the universe, which is anchored in the biblical point of view. Now let's proceed to the second theory. We have Brahmanda universe, and this is also known as cosmic egg universe. Now, when we say Brahmanda universe, the Hindu Rig Veda describes a cyclical or oscillating universe in which a cosmic egg or Brahmanda continuously expand out of a single concentrated point called a Bindu. Now, Brahmanda universe is sometimes interpreted as the golden fetus or an embryo, in which it is floating in the dark, and it is also contracted, and eventually it gave birth to the universe. Now when we say Brahmanda universe, the universe cycles infinitely between expansion and total collapse. The next theory we have atomist universe theory. Now later in the 5th century BC, the Greek philosophers Lysippus and Democritus founded the school of atomism, which held that the universe was composed of very small, indivisible, and indestructible building blocks known as atoms, from the Greek word atomos meaning uncuttable. Now, all of reality and all the objects in the universe are composed of different arrangements of these eternal atoms, in which they form different combination and shapes. Now, the next theory on the origin of the universe, we have organismic view. Okay? According to the organismic view, the structures that make up the universe, galaxies, black holes, quasars, and when we say quasars, this is a very bright object in space that is similar to a star and very far from the Earth. We also have stars, nebulae, and when we say nebulae, it is a cloud of gas or dust. We have also planets, and us included should be considered as the tissue of a living giant, something as the parts of the body of the universe. So what happens here? What happens in one place affects what happens elsewhere. In other words, the universe is orderly and alive, much like an organism. Now, as you can also see in the presentation on the left portion, we have here the Helix Nebula, which is compared to the human eye. So they have similarities in terms of their shapes. Next, we have the brain cell, which is compared also to the universe. Again, this is the fourth theory, organismic view. Okay, so let's proceed to the fifth theory. We have steady state infinite universe. When you say steady state, meaning no beginning or eternal, or the universe is uniform throughout time and space. Now, there were two philosophers who were involved in this theory. First, we have René Descartes or René Descartes. According to him, vacuum of space was not empty at all, but was filled with matter that swirled around in large and small vortices. And René called this one as gravitational effects. However, Sir Isaac Newton in 1687, he published his Principia, which described, among other things, a static, steady state, infinite universe, which even Einstein in the early 20th century took as a given until events proved otherwise. Now, in Newton's universe, matter on large scale is uniformly distributed, and the universe is gravitationally balanced but essentially unstable. And as what I have mentioned a while ago, that the idea of Sir Isaac Newton was supported by Albert Einstein, and he believed that the universe was static, neither expanding nor contracting. However, he later abandoned this part of the theory. Why? It's because when Edwin Hubble in 1929 showed that the universe was not static. So the sixth theory now, we have the modified steady state infinite universe. And according to Edwin Hubble, which he invented also the telescope, and he showed that the universe is really not static. According to him, the universe goes beyond the Milky Way galaxy. Alright, now let's proceed to the last theory on the origin of the universe. We have the Big Bang Theory. And Big Bang Theory, this is the leading explanation about how the universe began with the explosion of a single particle at a definite point in time. This theory also describes the universe as originating in an infinitely tiny, infinitely dense point between 13 and 14 billion years ago, from where it has been expanding ever since. Now, the essential statement of the theory is usually attributed to the Belgian Roman Catholic priest and physicist Georges Lemaitre in 1927. And that ends the first part of our discussion. Thank you so much for listening.